Hi everyone, and I really hope that you're all doing well out there. Today's video is for all those people out there that want to start their own business. So let's get into it. So before we jump right into all the good stuff, my name is Cayce and I make business and Etsy related videos here on YouTube. I am also qualified in marketing for small business, so if that sounds like something you might like, then don't forget to subscribe. In today's video, I've put together a list of all the things you will need to start your business. From here, you'll be able to find other information and resources to hopefully get the handmade business of your dreams. So once you've figured out your business idea and what exactly you're going to be selling, it's time to think of a name. Your name can be anything from a personal name to you or something fun and creative. To come up with a business name, I think it's a good idea to just sit down and write every name under the sun that you like and that you think might go well with your business. So my business name was quite easy for me. It's Gemma Rose Design and it's in memoriam to my beautiful cat Gemma. For me, coming up with the business name was the most simple part of it, as I always knew I wanted to name it after Gemma. So you want to have some fun here with the business name, but you also want to come up with a name that you feel can go with you for years to come and be something that you're proud of. The next thing after you've decided on what your business will be called is your theme. So having a theme is so important because it's going to be hopefully something that customers can recognize you from. Your theme is also going to be on all of your branding, so you want to take some time here to really have a play around and see what you like and what you don't. A couple of basics is you want to go with 3 main colors and have 2 font options. Having 3 colors and 2 fonts just gives your brand a cohesive look and it really helps the customer be able to recognize your brand. So for me, Gemma Rose Design is kind of a girly brand, so I've chosen the typical pink and things like that, and then the font is very fun and cursive. The branding was one of my favorite things actually to think about and to do when I was coming up with my business, and I really had some fun. So Pinterest is a great way to get inspiration. You want to make a board on there and to start pinning for your life. So pin a whole bunch of different colors and a whole bunch of different brands that you want to get inspiration from and then have some fun. After doing all of that, it's time to get a little bit serious with your domain. So you want to pick a domain name. This one really only applies if you're going to have your own website. If you're going to, however, start out on platforms like Etsy or Shopify, then you do not need a domain name. However, it's always a good idea to have the domain name just in case, because in the future you might want to branch out, and then when the time comes you might find that unfortunately the domain name is not available. So a domain name is going to be really important because it's how you're going to be found by your customers. If you don't already know, a domain name is simply the URL of your website. So you want to actually check if it's available first, as sometimes your domain name might be taken, which would be really annoying, and then you might need to come up with a different name or a different option. Getting a domain does cost, and the cost does vary. It depends if you're getting .com or a .co or a .com.au, it really does depend. And then they also sometimes have options that might be a little bit cheaper and maybe have a URL that you might not have heard of. But I think it's worth it to pay that little bit extra to get a recognizable URL like .com or .com.au. After seeing if your domain name is available, it's time to get a website. So when it comes to websites, there are so many different options and so many different platforms that you can start out on. There are places like Wix and Shopify which really do it all for you, and they're great for beginners, and they have templates on there that you can choose from. So while it's not as customizable as having your own actual website, they have a lot of different templates on there to choose from. So after browsing all of the hundreds of templates, I'm sure that you'll be able to find one that matches you, your personality and your brand. You can also change things like the colors and font to match your branding. Wix and Shopify and places like that are great, like I said, for beginners, as it really does it all for you and you don't really need to think about it. And that way you then can focus on more important things like your actual business and setting up all of your products. And if you really want to go all out, you can actually hire someone like a website designer to create your website. This obviously is a more costly way to do it, but if you want to jump straight in and have the website of your dreams, then go for it. But I would recommend doing research here for the different websites and which one is going to suit you. Now it's time to actually register your business, Now these can be an optional extra, so if you are starting out and you just want a hobby business, then you don't have to really register your business, as you won't be earning that much and you won't have to pay tax and things like that. But it's a great idea to register your business. Now here in Australia, to register a business, you will get an ABN, which is an Australian business number. Having an Australian business number is great for your business, as it's a unique number for you and it will really help you out when it comes time for your taxes. So registering your business is also a good idea when it comes time to do your taxes, but also for any liabilities. Like I said, if you're going to have a hobby business, then this is something that you don't really have to do, but it's always good to think about. Next thing that you might want to do is get a separate business bank account. It's actually a good idea to get a separate bank account for your business. This way it's just a lot easier come tax time, and it's also just a lot easier for yourself to work out how much you're spending on your business and how much is going back into it. Having a separate bank account is also a good idea, because then at the end of every month or so, you can actually transfer yourself some money that you think you've earned over the month. Having a separate bank account is also a good idea, because then that way it's separate from your normal account and you're not dipping into it every now and then. It might take a while for you to actually pay yourself some money from your business. At first you will probably be putting it all back into your business and buying things like supplies and things like that. But once you're up to that stage, having a separate bank account is a great thing, because you're able to take how much you think you've earned and transfer it back into your other account, and then you're able to spend it. Now that you've done all that and you've set up your website, it's time to market yourself. So you really want to get your name out there and you really want to get your products found. Visuals are a really great way to get your brand out there, and using free social media accounts like Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok and things like that, that's really going to help you in the long run. I would recommend only focusing on one social media to begin with, because that way you'll better be able to master that social media and grow it, rather than trying to focus your energy and time into all of the different social media accounts. It's also great to know your target market, because then you're able to figure out what social media they're using and what social media they prefer. So if your product is, say, for university students, then maybe you want to focus on Instagram or TikTok, as they are the platforms that they are using. So it is quite hard sometimes to grow your business when it's just new. So you want to make sure that you're getting your name out there as much as possible. Maybe you can go to a couple of local markets, and that's a great way to get your name out there. You can start selling your products there and give out business cards, and then also let them know that you have an online store as well. And word of mouth is great. So if somebody has a great experience at your store, then they're going to tell their friends and family, and that's going to bring you in new customers. So you also want to let people know about your business and your story and really connect with them as well. That was today's video. I really hope that you guys found it helpful. Please let me know in the comments if you're going to start a business and what it will be, because I would love to know. So those are just a couple of things to get you started with your small business, but I'm sure there are so many other things that you can do out there, but these were just a couple to get you on your way. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.